Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel and my reintroduction into long form content on YouTube. I'm going to try to get ready today and tell you all about my experience, my personal experience, being a Danessa Myricks Angel. So if you don't know what that means, Danessa Myricks Beauty is a black owned brand in Sephora. She has a program that's known as the Angels Program and has been, I think it's been around since like 2020, something like that. And she's had angels in it, and I remember last year she was asking people to post to see who else wanted to join the program as well. I wasn't sure of how many people were already in the program, but I did know after my entry into it, it was about 500 people. So we are gonna rewind back to July of last year. End of July is when I got a notification. It was funny because someone else had DM'd me that I had no idea who they were. And I remember she said, "Welcome to the Halo." And I was like, what's she talking about? And then I was like, Halo. And I was like, oh my God, was there an update with the angels and all that stuff? And I saw that in another DM. I had seen that the angels page had tagged me, and I was like, very excited. I'm gonna be very honest, at that point in time I was very excited, and then I'm gonna be very real, that changed like 3 months later. So initially getting into the program was very exciting. I already owned a ton of Danessa Myricks products. I had about 20 plus color fix already in my collection. I was a big fan just because her makeup, I wouldn't say is necessarily beginner friendly, but it is fun to use and it's different. What makes Danessa different in general in the industry is that she comes from a makeup artist point of view, sort of like a Mario, but she's a bit more innovative in like the formulas that she puts out. Initially, I was thrown into a group chat, which I thought was like an official company run group chat. I should probably start to do my makeup at this point, right? We were thrown into a group chat. The person that had welcomed me in told me, you know, so-and-so, reach out to this person. They're gonna make sure they're gonna set you up if you want into the group chat. And I thought it was an official Angels one, only to find out it was pretty much created by one person who, like, I think just wanted engagement. Because that person, funny enough, would post to get engagement in the, well, one of the people that would post to get engagement in the group chat. But the group chat in itself was just a hot mess. There wasn't really any official business that was done for the program in that one. There was a WhatsApp group for like actual official announcements and stuff like that. And that was run by someone else completely. So the admin was this one girl. She runs stuff for Danessa Myricks, for the Angels specifically, and she kind of like made herself known, who she was, and just like any contact if we ever had any questions. It was a damn good match. Now, from what I know, the admin from the Angels Program was really just someone that stepped up when the previous person had stepped down. So I wasn't really sure of any like experience when it comes to like handling something like this. I think it was just like on a volunteer basis. I did hear that things were a little hectic as well with the previous admin, and that the girl just decided to move on, and then that was it. But I did hear that the program was a little bit different when it was like run by someone else. So with all that being said, I did not know what I was getting into. I really thought that the experience that my peers, you know, other angels that I knew that were in the program prior to me joining, that experience, I was assuming I was gonna have the same one. So I've heard that they would get new launches. If it was a multiple product launch, they wouldn't get like every shade, but they would get some shades. But I do feel like the angels that I knew, like the OG angels, did get something from every launch. But there was just a massive delay every time. So that was already known. It's already known in general. If you shop from Danessa Myricks Beauty, like .com, her website, it's gonna be delayed. I think I waited a month on average for my launches, even being part of the Angels Program. So at some point we did get told, I don't remember how or the timeline, that we were gonna get a welcome package. I think it was like the next day they sent us an email about it. We were able to like start choosing and selecting. It was pretty much 1 or 2 products of like not all of her like launches, but pretty much like a lot of her collection. So it was like Yummy Skin, Color Fix, the Blurring Balm Flush, like the blushes, stuff like that. So it was like a pretty good amount of stuff, and it was things that I had already owned. I did end up getting duplicates just because I couldn't really not choose, but whatever. I already owned a lot of stuff, so I knew that was gonna happen. But it was huge, generous, like really nice, and like even more exciting. But that was delayed for the most part for pretty much everybody. I remember we were all kind of approved or enrolled or accepted like June, July, August, I want to say. I think I was like one of the last ones. Mine was like July 29th or 28th or something, but I remember it was like the tail end of July. And I was like one of like the later angels, because there were already like new people that were already there, like asking questions. I remember in the official chat there was like an activation going on, which is like what they used to do in order to get free product through the brand. And it was pretty much you had to like submit a review of another product and just like show them that you reviewed it and you were able to get it. So that seemed like that's how the program was. And I assumed, again from previous knowledge and seeing initially what was in the group chat, just that that's how it was gonna go. But that soon took a turn and it wasn't the case. So my general expectations of the program were pretty much that I was gonna get my hands on new launches one way or another. I didn't know exactly how, but you know, from previous experience, again, sounds like a broken record, I knew I was gonna just fall into the same plan that the OG Angels did, or so I thought. The Angels program really promised community and knowledge from Danessa personally, but that we were going to be finding or like learning something different, and this program was going to be separate than like everything else. And it's not an affiliate program. We don't have codes for a discount. We don't have a referral link. It was more so like we're special in a way that we have access to Danessa. We are this little group that she hand chose, that was just gonna be different. And I learned through the group chat and also just like being a part of it that we weren't gonna get our hands on every launch, despite what everybody assumed, because even me being in the program, people were shocked that I was either buying stuff on my own or talking about buying something when they were like, you're gonna get it for free, what are you talking about? And I was like, no, that's not the case. So it started to be that for the activations there was a limited number of people that could sign up for it. I believe I mentioned at that time there were 500 angels after summer 2023, like the initiation. And then I had heard from other angels that her being Danessa, Danessa's idea for the program was to extend it to 1,000 people altogether. Now, silly me thinking this place knew what they were doing when, you know, she set out those plans, and as she told them to other people, I was like, wow, she really must have an idea of where she's going with this. And I honestly just think that this group of angels that she got was just something she didn't anticipate, and I think that's why things just ended up changing completely. My expectation, like I was saying, was PR, or some way to get products. I know that we were supposed to have monthly calls where Danessa was present. We did have access to Danessa Myricks University, although that was initially set up incorrectly, so that had to work out, or had to be worked out. And then I think everywhere was always like the sense of community. So the group chat is where I initially kind of started being turned off by the whole program, just because it was about 300 people a lot of different backgrounds, different personalities, strangers to me for the most part. And I didn't know what to expect, but you know, I'm just there trying to live my life normally, paying attention to these offhand conversations. And sometimes things get a little carried away. You're told stuff you don't want to be told. I remember when some of the products were being leaked, I was like, can we give Danessa a chance to show her own product instead of us seeing something and running with it and then showing it to like 300 other people that are in here? Like, I was like, let her have her moment. If we're such big fans of Danessa, let her live. And I never really spoke much into it, but I remember I rolled my eyes like crazy. And after a while, I was like, I want nothing to do with this. It actually dissembled, like fully disintegrated on its own. And some other people did branch out and make other angel chats. And I was just like, I'm good. I don't need to be nowhere. I think I was put into another one and I just like got myself out of that one too. I was like, I don't care if there are any updates. I'll officially get them from Danessa or the team. And that's pretty much it. In the group chat, apart from asking for engagement for some people, there were, you know, people celebrating their wins. I remember when it was New York Fashion Week, people were celebrating that they were there. You know, they felt so accomplished. It was pretty cool seeing that side of like the community. But then it turned into asking for PR contacts and, hey, join my Facebook. On this post, I have a list of like PR contacts or emails that you guys can get into. So it was funny because in the group chat, I remember people were saying, this program is not a PR program. I don't know where you guys got that from. This is definitely not PR. Because I think when the limited spots of certain activations came out for like the new launches, we were kind of like, hold up, like what's going on? Why is it only 65 people? Why is it only the first 50 people? There was an NDA sent out for our product that was already leaked, which didn't make sense. And that was for the first 100 people. They also had a separate like Zoom meeting for that, just I guess for like their instructions. But the community aspect of it was very like quickly killed for me, and that totally turned me off to the point where I was like, who am I associated with right now? Because I felt so special to a point, being like, oh, okay, I'm a Danessa Myricks Angel. Like, I'm gonna put that on my profile and boast about it. But then you have people that don't post about makeup. You have people that don't own a Danessa Myricks thing, which I was like, okay, that could go one way where they want to get thrown into it and they want to like learn. They're really excited for the brand. Maybe they can't afford it. But it's also like, but you like her so much, you haven't even bought like one thing, but whatever, that's neither here nor there. It's like that saying where it's like, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. It was just like the company that I was around, it was like different than what I thought. Not to offend anyone outright, but it was just not what I expected. I cannot do two things at once, I swear. The disorganization from the program was another reason why I was turned off. I mentioned the welcome package that was super generous. I remember like picking out so many items from this long list and being like, oh my god, I can't believe this. Like, it's so cool. For people that didn't have anything Danessa, it was gonna be even more amazing because they got to try out the brand. But that welcome package took months to get to us. The next day after being chosen, I got picked. I got an email to pick my items, and I think it came October or November, so like 3-4 months after I was accepted into the program. And that seemed to have been a problem even with the OG Angels. I knew that they would get launches, but it would be delayed. I didn't know if that delay was because, you know, they had to show reviews and stuff like that. But I remember getting into the program and seeing a current activation with like a due date of like August something, and my friend still hadn't gotten hers, and she was an OG Angel. And it was maybe months after. I think I got my welcome package before she had gotten that activation like product. So it was like crazy. Again, I had just blamed it on the admin that was running it. Is probably just not experienced. I don't know what kind of background it is. It seemed to just have been an angel that volunteered for the open spot. I'm assuming Danessa and her team have interviewed, so they know, but it just seemed like there were issues and, you know, they just hadn't gone away. So because I'm gonna say, I guess I wasn't quick enough, I didn't really get any of the new launches, and I wasn't able to participate in any of the activations where you had to submit a review. And then that quickly changed because one of the angels had actually reached out to Danessa's team to tell her, you know, reviews, especially when you're asking people to submit a review for something or like incentivize, it kind of makes you seem a little untrustworthy, I guess, because more people are prone to submit a positive review, especially if you're gonna be sending them a screenshot. So it's sort of like, you know, people are more likely gonna post a positive review. But even then, she had found some website that said Danessa Myricks, like the brand as a whole, seems not trustworthy. So it was quickly changed the way that we had to submit things for activations. I think I did one activation, but I don't remember what it was for. I probably just didn't get it in time. But I remember the review that I had submitted personally was for Groundwork, and I gave it 3 stars because I was not a fan of Groundwork, the original. I didn't even try the Blooming Romance one. The pomade is just not something that I was a fan of, and I also felt like it's not a beginner palette. You kind of have to really work with it to really make it work for you. And I was just like, at the end of the day, it's not worth it. I was gifted that palette through Skeepers, thankfully, so I didn't really spend any money on it. But if I did, it would have been something that I definitely returned back to Sephora. And I remember I submitted that 3-star screenshot for something. I just don't remember what it was. Apart from the welcome package, we did get like a holiday gifting at pretty much everybody in the program, and that was one of the last emails that we got in December, because the program, I was gonna say pretty much, but the program definitely ghosted us all after December. Right now, I just generally say there is no Angels program because we have not had any official communication like via email from the program since December, and there hasn't been any activity since October. October is one of the last Zooms that they had officially that I attended, where they told us about the gifting that they were gonna give us. And then, yeah, that was pretty much it. There was something posted on like the close friends for Danessa of like having us promote like a sale that she was having for some holiday, but that was pretty much it. So it's super unprofessional to not have heard anything from the brand. We do know from some people that have reached out that their response to emails being like, hey, what's up, what's going on, is that the program is being revamped, but there is no way that has been communicated to us as Angels. I also have to pause this video at this time to let you guys know that as of 2 or 3 days ago, I have asked to be removed officially from the program because I don't no longer want to be associated with like Danessa Myricks or Angel at this point. I feel like Danessa and her team promised something different, and that was a complete lie. And even if it wasn't a complete lie and that's not what she wanted to come across, it's what happened. And it just seems, it is unacceptable to me. Thinking about the last year, because it has already been a year, people are posting their anniversaries, celebrating that a year ago they became Angels, but I don't see it as something to celebrate. I don't see it as something positive since we were ghosted. We haven't had any communications in the last 7 months. There really hasn't been any activity from the program in about 9 months, and we weren't told that there was a change or there was a pause, nothing of that. What started as something very special and, you know, exciting turned into something disrespectful. They made us feel special, they made us feel chosen, they made us feel that they were going to be different than everything else out there. I am a part of affiliate programs. I do have links to share, codes to share, things like that. And it's a direct relationship that I'm aware I may or may not make money. I may or may not be recognized by the brand. But this program did not, you know, say that. They made it seem like they were different. We had access to Danessa. We were going to talk to her. Maybe not directly. When you're on a Zoom with like 500 people, you don't really get a chance to really be one-on-one. But it was going to be something different. And then it just fizzled out of thin air. So it was like the community that was promised was no longer there. And the one person that championed that community amongst all of us and encouraged it was nowhere to be found. As of right now, I don't view Danessa the same as I once did. I still admire her brain and her innovation, but I no longer respect her as much as I did, just because she was really behind this program. She would tell the other angels, you know, her ideas. I saw her speak twice on a Zoom. She just seemed very excited and like having plans for us, and then it kind of just went away. And I understand completely, and I also blame her, because why put your face behind something that you're not gonna back? I understand as a freaking boss that you are, the owner of a brand, like you're the mind behind everything Danessa Myricks, that you get busy and you have plans and you want to make money. That's completely, like, I understand that as a whole. You either choose to have a successful like business, or you choose to actually like say what you're gonna do and back this program. But I honestly think this new generation of angels was just not what she thought she was gonna get. We had people that told her reviews are not reliable. We were expressing, you know, it's not fair to have limited spots. It's not fair the way these things are kind of rolling out. We were very vocal in those chats, and I think the admin was part of those chats and was giving that feedback. I remember at one point people were asking like, hey, if we're not gonna have access to everything and there's gonna be a limited number of seats, can we get like an early a date before anybody else to purchase the product so we can get it like in a more timely manner? Someone else had asked, which I thought was a brilliant idea, if we could have like a discount code. If we're not gonna get it, you know, completely free, can we just get like an angels only discount code? And it seemed like they were willing to receive this feedback and everything, but it didn't seem like they cared to really answer it. So I don't really know what their plans are moving forward. I just know I no longer want any part of it. I am happy to continue to buy makeup that interests me. I have not really purchased any of the new Danessa Myricks launches that have happened all of 2024, which I find hilarious, because I was like, is this on purpose? Is she really launching everything while she's keeping the angels, you know, ghosted? It's odd because it does seem like it's very purposeful. Again, my opinion only, that all these launches are coming out and she's not giving us an opportunity to really like get our hands on them either early or at a discount. It's just like whatever. I do know that she and her team know that there are diehard fans out there that whatever she will drop, they will purchase like full price. There were people in the chats that were like, oh my god, I can't wait to have it. There were people telling her on the Zooms, I can't wait, oh my god, I can't wait, I'm gonna have a backup for like my makeup kit, blah blah blah, all this stuff. So I know she knows that people are buying, but I also don't think business is booming as usual. The reason I say this is because Lightwork 5 came out, what is it, October, November of 2023, and it was quickly available already on her site for Black Friday sale November. So it was like September, October. But it was quickly already like one of the things that was included on like the 40% off sale. That's when I bought it. I was not gonna buy it full price because it was like a full glitter palette that was not my thing. But I was like, I want it because I know I'm gonna eventually use it. It's now collecting dust, but whatever. So that's why I say that. I think at this point she's done 2 palettes, 3 or 2 skincare items. There's just been a lot of things. The low lighters that she's launched, all of these things have launched while she has kept the Angels program on silent, and I do feel like it's on purpose. She doesn't want to deal with us. She probably doesn't want to work out the kinks that the program has, because I feel like if it was so important to you, you could have used maybe 6 months to kind of like get it together. But if we're really talking about 6 months from October, which you would have had communication with us from now on, the fact that nothing has been done as a whole kind of makes it seem like, you know how they're like, if he really wanted to, he would have. So this is again another situation where I'm like, if this was so important to you, like you said, I'm not putting words in your mouth, or like you showed, then I think you would have done something more with it. I do have to say, I know I'm not alone, because there's no way that people are okay with her and her team just leaving us high and dry for the last few months. I know there are some people that are so willing to buy her stuff. Again, my view on her and the brand have changed, and I will not pay full price for any of her products anymore. I just don't feel that passionate about it. I also am not really willing to like go out and try all of her releases. The experience as a whole has just changed my mind, which is fine. I am more than happy to use every other product that is released out there. I have a ton of stuff in my collection already that I can sort through, so I'm totally okay with it. I just do hope that they do fix it and they change the program moving forward, because there are a lot of people that it probably meant more to than it did for me. And I feel bad for those people that really looked forward to it, the ones that probably didn't have any Danessa Myricks product and got their hands on it and were really excited to work for that brand, and just to gain knowledge from Danessa in general. But what can you do? I do have to say, at one point, you know, I did add a lot of angels that had come into the program, sort of like similar to the time when I was, but also like if they were part of the group chat. I really, again, was so excited to be part of this community and to just, you know, be friends with all these people, that I added about 200 angels on Instagram. Not everyone followed me back, but that was fine. I didn't care, because I was looking for a community. At this point, I have removed all of them. Okay, if you have not sparked joy in the last year or paid attention to me in the last year, there was really no point. Instagram already messes up with the algorithm. I wanted to see people that I wanted to see, that I fully support, that I enjoy seeing their artistry, their makeup, just their face in general. So that was an easy thing for me to do. It was literally no harm, no foul. Ain't nobody was looking for me, trust me. I have to say that at one point I had posted on my stories my disappointment in the program. It was probably about 3 months into it where I had posted something on my story and I said, this kind of seems like a Skeepers platform, like no different. It's a doggy dog kind of world. Just because if you don't know the Skeepers platform, there are high value items that come out where they are just for text review, so you don't really have to like post a video or post a picture on your Instagram or TikTok feed, and you just have to post a text review. So you try it out and you really don't have to show it to anybody or even like tell anybody that you got it. Those high value items go like this on the platform. So if you're someone like me, I am constantly checking when I have credits just to see what else is there, what's new, what's gonna be dropped. You know, you have brands like Hourglass that are like, you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go. You know, Sephora drops stuff on there. Sometimes you have Kayali, Huda, all those brands that they'll be posting their newest releases on there, and we all try to get our hands on them. So when you're on that platform, you know that it's not gonna be for everybody and they're gonna go fast because there are a lot of people that are enrolled in the Skeepers program. I myself know maybe about 50 people that have Skeepers. And it's such a good resource and it's such an OG resource. But it's a way for you to try products at no cost to you. And sometimes, again, you get text review. Other times you have to like post a picture or a video depending on like what the requirement is. So again, with that background, I had said this place is like a skippers pretty much. You gotta be fast. It's not for everybody. I didn't think it was gonna be like this. So I had expressed my disappointment in the program on my story. Again, my page, my opinion. I thought that was legal. It had somehow gotten to the group chat and they were talking about me and me being negative and me saying bad things about the program, which was taboo. I was being honest, and I love being honest because I know people are going to ask me questions. I know people have assumptions. I like to make it clear because I also assume things from my friends that were in the program, but now that I'm in it, I'm like, let me give you guys the real deal. The person that added me to the group chat, which kind of made it seem like she was an admin or she was in charge of something, made it her job. Told the chat she was gonna come and she was gonna talk to me, that she was gonna send me the rules and regulations or the community guidelines of the program, which are basically to be respectful and to not say any defamatory things about the brand or Danessa. Again, everything that I'm saying is real because it is what I have seen with my own eyes or read with my own eyes or have experienced myself. So no false statements here. So she did come into my DMs and talk to me, and initially she did say something like, you know, I'm a listening ear, just wanted to see if you wanted to talk. And I was just like, you know, I've said everything I've needed to say in the chat, but you know, if you want to hear about it, yeah, sure. And I was like, you know, I'm disappointed. This program's a little different than what I thought. And my thoughts were because I knew about the program with the OG Angels. And then with like 50 voice notes that were like 49 too many, she was just telling me like her opinion. Yes, it's changed. Oh my God, I agree with you. We weren't really told that things were changing or things were going to be different. You know, we kind of just have to like take things as they are. But she also made it a point to tell me like I shouldn't really talk bad about the brand in general. I thought that part was funny because I didn't think I was saying anything bad that wasn't true. And I feel like when you talk bad about, like for example, your company, it's usually because they pay you. That's kind of the relationship that you went into. And I thought it was kind of weird that she was so blindly loyal to this brand. And I still to this day don't know why. But I was speaking my truth. I was speaking my experience. And again, relaying that to anyone who really was ever curious. And I did have people ask me what's going on. I want to see if I should try out the next time, like submit an application or whatever the next time that they have openings. Now, it seemed like they opened up spots every summer, and that hasn't happened this summer as of yet. We're approaching mid-July. So I do really feel like there is a hiatus. I don't even see it coming up again until she probably like does a light work launch in the fall, and I feel like that'll kind of be like planned out. It's the end of the year, she probably only has that last launch, and then she'll be like, hey guys, let me get you guys recommitted to this thing. So I really don't know how else to end this video other than I do hope they change the program moving forward whenever they decide to bring it back. I do hope Danessa establishes her stance and where she wants to be, whether it's directly involved with the program or just, you know, being a supporter from afar. Because let's be real, she has bigger and better things to do. I really hope that they find the people that are willing to do the things that they want for them specifically. And that I'm okay with them doing it without me. They don't know me and they ain't gonna care. And I'm okay moving on, not caring about what happens with this program either. Oh, I also wanna have an honorable mention. I went over to her model casting, which I thought was a funny ass experience. The best part was that I met another angel, which was a bestie that I had for a while. Shout out to Gabby. I met her in person at the casting because she also had gone. She was there before me. And that was a funny experience because it was pretty much like By the time I got there, I don't know, I can't speak to anybody else's personal experience. By the time I got there, I was on a line. The lady gave me one look and told me, you're going straight to the photographer. Not the room where Danessa is in, the photographer. So I was like, damn, I'm one of the uglies. And the way it was posted and like spoken about, it was like, you know, come over, like an inclusive environment, anybody can come, all that stuff. But I had also heard that they were looking for like women of color and specifically fat women, and I was like, how fat are we talking over here? Because I feel like, am I in that range? But all I know is that when I got there, the lady took one good look at me and was like, you're gonna go to Isaiah, I think that was his name. And I was like, oh, okay, what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? So that was funny. It did also guarantee that I was gonna be there for like an hour, which made my wait shorter, which I was very happy with because I have a bad back. I'll just save you guys the background, but I have a bad back, and standing up at that point in time was not a pleasant experience. So I was happy with that. Gabby did go into the room with Danessa, so that was cool for her. But that was also something where I was like, okay, I don't know what the hell I expected, but it wasn't this. So I feel like as much as people try to tell you they're going to be different, that's not always the case. But that's it for this video. Thanks you guys if you guys watched this through. I have no idea how long this is going to be at this point because I had a lot of stuff to say, but also not in a very strategic or structured way. I think the look is done for the most part, so we'll just leave it at that. If you guys have any more questions or like specific questions, something that I didn't go over, feel free to DM me if you follow me on Instagram, or just like comment down below. I'll be happy to answer it. But yeah, I feel really good about myself because with making this video, I was like, why am I still a part of this thing? No, let's get rid of it. I will happily continue to use my Danessa Myricks stuff when I feel inspired by them. And I actually picked up a few new things with her most recent sale. I think it was like for like July 4th, which took about like 2 weeks, I want to say, or maybe like a week and a half to come. So she's definitely improving on that part. But yeah, let me know, and I'll see you guys hopefully in my next video.